All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the MLF podcast. This is the Z-Man, Chad Zumach, the former captain, coming to you live and direct from Tampa, Florida. I'm with my co-host, Ken Mosca, hanging in strong. How many wins do you have, Ken?
I have 77 wins. I am very close to second place, but, 10 behind the leader.
That could all change in week 11. We have a very special guest. We were supposed to have two very special guests, but fuck Geno Bisconte, because, ladies and gentlemen, from the Check Your Brain podcast, which you can get on Patreon, we have the one and only Mr. Tony Mazur, who I will be seeing tomorrow night in Westlake, Ohio. If you live in the Northeast Ohio area, come see me and Tony Mazur at the Time Warp Bar. We will be doing stand-up comedy at 8 o'clock, November 18th. Doors at 7. We expect a very nice audience, so I hope you can make it. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing well. I saw Brian McCarthy actually commented on my photo of the event on Facebook, and because he said it's a free event, and he said it's still overpriced.
Oh, Brian P. McCarthy.
Good old Brian. Good old Lip Sweat 69.
Just when you think he's dead, he's still around.
Still hanging in there. Yeah, he comments on some of my stuff every so often, but I never had an issue with him to block him or unfollow him. So
no, I encourage everyone to go listen to Brian McCarthy, especially if you have sleeping problems. Listen to a show. I encourage it. Him and Adam Hanker doing a great job over there at Brian's house. I don't know where he's living these days. Ken, do you know where he lives?
I know he's moving. I thought he was going to the Upper West Side. He's moving again. So I think that's what it was.
For a self-made millionaire, he moves quite a bit.
All those Dos Equis ads, they really add up.
Still, I every now and then I'll do like a nice little Google search on who wrote the Dos Equis ads. Brian's name's never to be found. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Well, rent control is all over Manhattan now. So, I'm sure there's plenty of spots he can get to and find good rent control places.
Do you think he got a lot of money through disability because of his blindness?
Listen, you don't just get money because you're blind. So that's I don't know. I don't know if it works that way.
You can file like some sort of. You could probably get some money for being blind.
Can you get money for being half blind? If I rip an eye out, can I get money? As long as it's not my dominant. Maybe, what do you think? As long as it's not my dominant eye, if I can rip an eyeball out, I wonder if I'll get money.
Well, a lot of people. You could probably ask around, like people that run shit.
Yeah.
Tony, what about you? You seem to know random shit.
No. I figured when they were talking about Brian that he was telling people he's retired and they just thought he said he's retarded. So can you cut that, Chad? That's really offensive.
Oh, let's cut that part out. We've
been getting some compliments from people saying they've enjoyed how the show's been. The Misery Loves Football or Rackham podcast over time, that it's kind of developed a little bit more. That's not as discombobulated. No, because there's actual games to talk about.
I get some great DMs. I've been telling Chad that the different DMs I'm getting, and it's definitely turned around, quite a bit.
No, I got an email from Jason Q. I don't know what Q means. He basically said, I really love the dynamic you guys are having. I love the rotation of regular guests. Keep it going. I'm still a fan regardless. So, yeah.
Speaking of regular guest, I'm taking this off since Geno's not on today.
I don't know what the fuck, man.
No, I know. Look at me. Look at the hack I am, too.
I was doing it just for Geno. And we do our Mondays with Mazur. I've got the captain's hat over here, and then Geno's going to be on. I was going to put the headband on, and
I just turned it inside out.
He was in the group text, right, guys?
Yeah, and he responded earlier.
Yeah, I asked him where's my merch too. I ordered all this merch, and the only thing that came was this little mug the size of a shot glass.
All right, let's call him one more time, and then we'll get to the picks. If he doesn't answer, I guarantee he got drunk. He had to have, right?
Got the Houston Oilers hat on today.
That's a great hat. Earl Campbell's in a wheelchair, right?
He's hammered. He's got to be hammered, right?
See if he's posting anything on Instagram.
I guarantee he's passed out. We get text later on. Sorry, buddy.
Hey,
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
Yo, dude.
Geno Bisconte.
what a dick.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Geno, you piece of shit. 6:15. We're waiting for you. What the fuck, man? We accommodated your schedule. I know you got drunk at Sullivan's and you're fucking Alex Engelbert. What the fuck, man? Jump on this Zoom. All right. You know what? I've always said you don't need Geno to have a good time.
That's what you think. By the way, so I had the Browns headband on. I put the Houston Oilers hat on in 1995 because I was really getting into the Browns, and of course the Browns left. And I said I need a new team. I'm not going to root for any of the nearby teams. And I liked Eddie George. I liked Steve McNair at the time. So I said I'm going to root for a team that's not going anywhere. I'm going to root for the Houston Oilers in 1996. Well, where did they go after 96? So
Were you 8 years old?
Yes, I was. I was 8 years old. Big Houston Oiler fan. Me and my Frank Wycheck and Bruce Matthews years.
With the Music City Miracle, right? Frank Wycheck was involved in that.
Frank Wycheck was the first interview I ever had when I got into radio. I was 19, and I got a chance to interview Frank Wycheck because he was working at a radio station down in Nashville at the time, and it holds near and dear to my heart those Tennessee Oilers days. The weird time when they were the Tennessee Oilers.
By the way, Ken, with the headband on and the goatee, you look like Stone Cold Ken Mosca.
There we go. Look like something. Thanks for pointing that out. Thanks for pointing that out, Chad, because I can now see the DMs and the Patreon remarks.
Stone Cold Ken Mosca's badass. It's better than Compound Kenny.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Have you ever watched those random NFL Network shows and seen Geno on there?
You sent me a screenshot.
Yeah, I did. There's let me see if I could pull it up if I still have it somewhere.
You said Godfrey was on it too, right?
Godfrey, Florentine, Don Jameson. Yeah, they were all on there. You just see random people. Now, I was a big fan of Bob Greasy back in the day and Mercury Morris. Garo Yepremian, he missed that kick. You had some news you wanted to talk about at first?
Thank you, Mr. Radio Man, Tony Mazur. Yes, bad news, guys. Sad news here on the MLF Rackham podcast, whatever it's called these days. I got a sad email yesterday. Manscaped is not going to renew in December because sales have dropped. So we no longer have a presenting sponsor. So they're on until the end of the month. They're with us. Manscaped, use the promo code MLF20. You get 20% off, free shipping. You got all the great products, but apparently we came to a screeching halt with Manscaped. But thank you for taking a chance, and it was a lot of fun. And I still have your box over here, Ken. I got to get it to you at one point.
Are people just not shaving their balls in the wintertime? Is that why?
I guess not.
Maybe they'll re-up in May.
It could be a summer thing, shave your balls in the summer, and, you need that extra, that extra warmth in the winter.
We were doing good. And then all of a sudden, I guess November hit. I think it's when Kevin quit, because at the end of the day, it is an offshoot of that podcast. So I knew we were going to lose some listeners. It is what it is, but there are people still loving what we're doing, and we will continue to do it. And thank you for support. Sign on to the Patreon and continue. And we will bring this. This is going to be a year-round thing. We're going to kill it. We got great guests coming, right, Tony?
Yes, absolutely.
Let me see if I have my Josh Cribbs contact still. We can get him on the show.
Josh Cribbs.
I have so many random people on my.
How would you guys feel if I got Dino Hall?
I'd love Dino Hall on here.
Dino lives about 4 miles over my right shoulder.
Well, how about you have him come over your house and jump on the Zoom?
Yeah.
Dino Hall had some pretty good
guy.
Dino Hall had some pretty good years in the Cardiac Kids Sam Ritigliano days of the Browns.
Yep. He used to tell some great Lyle Alzado stories, but remember, Dino was twice voted. What was it called back then? Mr. Brown or the toughest Brown, because Geno was a tiny guy. He was a punt returner, kick returner. He was a tiny guy, but he was fast. But I know at least once. I think twice he was voted the toughest Brown or Mr. Brown, something like that.
Last
We've
year,
been dancing with Mr. Brownstone.
it was during the Brian Sipe years.
Yeah,
that
was a nice pass by Brian Sipe in the end zone. Who was that guy who intercepted that Raider guy?
Was that Mike Davis?
No, Mike Davis. It was the linebacker.
I have so many random contacts on my phone. Try not to give that away. There you go.
Josh Gordon?
Yeah, you like that one?
Get fucking Josh Gordon on the phone show.
I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's still his number though, or I could get this guy on here. I'm trying not to get the number there.
You got the soldier's phone number?
He's a motherfucking soldier.
Kellen Winslow Jr.?
Yeah, well, he's not raping old ladies at a trailer park.
What a horrible hobby, by the way.
Yeah, that's not usually my thing. I usually go a little younger when I rape women in trailer parks.
Jesus Christ.
Boy,
what
hey, by the way, if you want to see us do stand-up, come on out tomorrow night too.
Don't do your closer. Don't do your closer. Hey, Tony, I'm about to show you guys something. Hold on. Before we
Robbie
jump in.
Ray, AL Cy Young Award winner, just announced.
Robbie Ray won it?
Yep.
He had a good season.
First Blue Jay to win it since who?
That Pat Henkin.
That well-known pilot, Roy Halladay.
Oh, Halladay. Yeah, Pat Henkin won in 96, but Halladay, yeah, he won in like 2002, I think, or 03, one of those years.
Right.
Tony, look at this. This
1996 edition, Brian Sipe.
I love
starting lineup. You remember starting lineup?
I used to have a bunch of those starting lineup figurines.
They're all sold out. If you want your Brian Sipe, good luck, buddy. They're gone. That is a hot sell, and Mr. Number 17 is off the shelf.
Oh, I got to show this. My wife got this for me a couple of years ago. Speaking of figurines.
Figurines? I wonder if it has a battery in it.
Oh. The fuck is this?
It's an Albert Bell from the night. Speaking of 96, the starting lineup, Albert Bell at Veterans Stadium during the 1996 All-Star game.
Is it Joey Bell or Albert?
No, this was truly Albert. This is the year before he left for Chicago. And I remember I actually had a Matt Williams one above Candlestick, which says over here, because the stadium starting lineup figurines were Darren Dalton, Jose Canseco, Jay Buhner, Albert Bell, Chuck Knobloch, your pal Mark Grace that we've been trying to get on the podcast, Cal Ripken Jr., the most overrated player to play the game, Robin Ventura, Javi Lopez, Mike Piazza, and the aforementioned Matt Williams.
We should ask Dan the Liar to get Mark Grace on. I'm sorry, the compulsive liar.
He had some great stories, didn't he?
Sure, yeah. I can make up stories too. When I was college, me and my friends robbed the Russian mafia train. Let me get into it. Fuck. Let's get these picks going. I got a flight tomorrow at noon.
Well, I sucked last week.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Ken, what do we got from last week?
Well, Chad, you won the week. As far as the group goes, you had 8 wins.
I wish I was still in the pool.
I had 6. So a little better than the week before, but I'm still shitting the bed. Earl had 5. Unfortunately, Tony had the worst week
Really?
out of anyone in the history of this program.
No way. What was it?
2. Tony
Nice.
had 2, which is heartbreaking.
I gotta look back at
Tony
last
won
week.
on-
I don't even remember what I picked.
I have it right here.
Let's see.
Right there.
I know I picked the Ravens, and of course they lost. Cowboys. I think I picked didn't I pick the Saints? Or no. I picked the Titans, but they
Atlanta lost.
covered.
Atlanta, you lost with Atlanta, the Titans, the Colts, the Jets, the Steelers, Tampa Bay,
Jesus
Arizona,
Christ.
the Chargers, Denver. You won with Green Bay, and you lost with the Raiders and the Rams, and Mr. Zumock won with Kansas City and San Francisco those last 2 games.
Well, fuck yeah.
Good Lord. I'm just going to have Brian McCarthy pick my picks this week, if you don't mind.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Or cover your eyes, get one of these.
Do a lot better.
By the way, Brian McCarthy would be completely off my radar if people didn't bring him. Like, I don't follow him, so I don't know what the fuck that guy's doing. I don't hate him by any means, but it's just like, it's just funny. We're having fun. Let's get this thing rolling, guys. For everybody that's still in the MLF pool, congratulations. Good luck. Hopefully one day Kevin will be back on. Maybe. We'll see. Who knows? Let's start with the Thursday night game, November 18th, this Thursday at 8:20. We got the New England Patriots who rolled our Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Fucking rolled. Belichick stuck it to us. -7 at Atlanta. Ken, who do you got?
I'm taking the Pats. They're on a roll. They got 4 straight victories. And, pushing Buffalo. And we know how the Falcons looked last week against Dallas, don't we? But I'm taking the Patriots, and they're going to cover.
What do you think of their quarterback?
I like him. I said a few weeks ago, Belichick has his quarterback. He really does. You see some of the throws he made last week? He made some great throws. Receivers made some plays for him, but he made some great throws. I think he's good. I think he's going to be really good. You can't compare him to anybody. Let's not compare him to anybody. Let's not go down that road. But Belichick's got his quarterback. Defense is playing better. I think it's going to be, look, he's still a rookie. It's going to be about that offensive line, which has been playing better. And, him recognizing coverages. He's young. He's a rookie. He's got to, there might be some coverages that he may not recognize. And as the season goes on and they get into the playoffs, you see a lot of different looks. That's what happened with Mike White with the Jets. Look what happened with him. They threw looks at him last week. He had 4 interceptions. That's why Flacco's going to start this week. But, yeah, I'm going with the Pats. And it's 7, right, Chad?
Yes,
New England
sir.
Giving 7?
Yes, sir. Tony, what about you?
Oh, God. This is my kiss of death. I'm going to go with the Patriots as well. Just watching that game the other day, Mac Jones, he looks like a veteran quarterback. And I know we kind of say that for some guys who, Josh Allen in his first year, he was kind of that situation. But Mac Jones looked so comfortable in the pocket when I was watching that whole game last week. It just seemed that even when there was a little bit of pressure, he knew where those bubble screens that he was able to kind of get off to his running backs. And, and we were talking about not making comparisons, but that's a Belichick offense. When you have a young quarterback like he did with Brady, was making sure guys like Kevin Falk and some of the other guys who were in the backfield help out. So he doesn't have to just throw downfield the whole time. So I really like Mac Jones. I think he did a great job. And I think they'll roll over the Falcons and cover this week.
Okay, I have a question here because this is what I want. I want to predict the score. I want to predict New England 27, Falcons 20. Now, with that being said, the spread's at 7 right now. So how do you pick that game with -7? Do I say?
I say 27-19. I say 27-19 New England.
But if I say 27-20, is it New England still, or is it?
No, it's good. No.
So it would be. It would be.
It'd be a push, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be a push.
Because I'm predicting that score.
That's why you want to say. That's why you want to say 27-19.
But I'm predicting 20.
I'll go like 35-10 in that game.
35-10. Okay, I'm going with the Patriots.
But we shouldn't be watching that game anyways. We're doing stand-up at that time.
Yeah, we will be busy doing stand-up at Westlake Time Warp Bar.
Yeah, shut the TVs off. Don't watch.
By the way, I have 4 ex-girlfriends coming to that show. That's going to be a fucking nightmare.
Are they as crazy as Alex Engelbert, though?
No one is. No one is. I could be dating the Unabomber, and he's still not as crazy as her. No offense.
Hey, Alex made a cameo on Mondays with Mazur, though. Well, her ass did.
Her ass.
Her ass did. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Go sign up to the Patreon. Tony and I, we have Alex Engelbert's ass. If you have some weird fetish, go check it out. Yeah. And what's the next Sunday game? What do we got?
So it's the Sunday 1:00. The Colts at the Bills. Is it still 7? Well, I have it up here live now. So yeah, it's 7
I have
points.
7.
Yeah, it's 7. Tony, who do you have?
But it's a rematch of the playoff game last year, and I'm going to go Buffalo with this because it seemed like they kind of got those mid-season jitters out of the way, and you're playing a Colts team that sometimes I don't know who's going to show up there. Sometimes the Colts are just dog shit, and other times you're like, wow, this is actually a fringe playoff team. But I think when you're facing a Bills team, you're facing them at home. It's probably going to be freezing cold in Orchard Park. And that's when Buffalo seems to really thrive in that. So I'm going to go Buffalo this week, even with that 7.
Yeah, they're pretty inconsistent. They're gonna have to run Jonathan Taylor. They need to get that offense going. They're home, like you said. Who knows what the weather condition will be? But the fact that they're home, that's going to be something. The Bills face limited Colts weapons, while the Colts cannot. All right, you know what? I'm going to go fucking Bills. What am I doing? I'm trying to become an analyst. I'm not an analyst. I'm a fucking.
Look at you. You're like Mel Kiper.
I'm
Matthew
saying that
Berry.
Yeah, you're look. I'm going with the Bills.
they'll cover the
mainly
spread
because the Colts barely get the spread is 7, but mainly because the Colts barely got by the Jaguars last week. So that's the main reason why I'm going with the Bills.
and they're also. I think they're going to win by 10. So regardless of what happens, they're going to win by 10. But we have another 1:00 game.
You think it's going to be 30-20, Chad?
Yes. Yes, I do. We got Ryan Sickler's Baltimore Ravens versus shit. Who roots for the Chicago Bears in comedy, Tony?
Chris Clem doesn't live in Chicago anymore.
He's a big Browns fan.
By
the way,
I don't know.
I like how you go for the deep dive.
I go for the reference that nobody knows who it is.
It's Baltimore -4.5 in Soldiers Field. Ken, who do you have?
And this opened at 6, right?
Yeah.
At one point it was 6. At one point it was 6, and it's 4.5 now. I'm going with the Bears. I'm taking the points. Listen, you don't know what Baltimore is from week to week either. It's just what's happening in the NFL right now. So I'm taking the Bears, and I'm taking the 4.5.
Tony?
I'm gonna go. Oh God, am I really gonna go with Baltimore? How many times has Baltimore covered this year? It's really probably been like twice.
Baltimore has covered 3 times.
Well,
They're 3-6 against the spread.
I mean, that was an embarrassing loss they had last week. And you have a Bears team that, from what I'm looking at in the NFC, they're the second worst team in the entire NFC if it wasn't for Detroit. I think the Bears want to get Matt Nagy out of there, and I think this is the year he finally gets canned, whether it's in the middle of the season or afterward. And I kind of think they're about to start mailing it in with how the Bears are. So I'm going to go Baltimore just because, again, I don't know how the weather's going to be, and Lamar Jackson's probably just going to take off and run the whole game anyways. So Baltimore with that 6.
Ken, who do you have again?
I took the Bears and the 4.5.
I'm going the Bears because Tony won 2 games last week.
I was
terrible. Don't listen to me. I'm trying to provide an analyst just to see if I can know what I'm talking about here.
Let me grab this next game, Ken. Here we go. We got Dave Landau's Detroit Lions 0-8 versus they're driving 2 hours to the Dog Pound in Cleveland. Our 5-5, 500 Cleveland Browns. The Browns are getting -11.5. Jesus Christ. I'm going to go first. I'm going to lead this. I'm going to lead this charge off. The Browns are, I don't know what the fuck they are, but they're going to run the ball. They're going to run it hard because we got a well-rested Nick Chubb. Baker Mayfield, is he playing, Tony? Is he going to be playing?
Yeah, he's supposed to be playing, even though he couldn't feel his, I think he couldn't feel his knee and it went numb and they had to take him out the other day. So he's showing a lot of toughness, but they just don't know when to have him sit. So yeah, Baker's going to play this weekend.
Yeah, so they're going to be running Nick Chubb like a motherfucker to take the pressure off Mayfield. The Lions have a one-dimensional offense. It's not going to work in the AFC North. It's a 2-hour drive. Listen, the Detroit sucks. They're terrible. They're not going to win a game.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting the Browns are going to win big. I'm home. I'm going to be watching the game at home. That's going to give them a little edge. I think word's going to get out to WKYC, Channel 5, Channel 43. I think Jeff Tanchek's going to talk about it. I think Tony Rizzo's going to bring it up. Zumach's home. Let's ride this momentum.
Are you going to be on John Lanigan, the 43 prize movie this weekend?
John Lanigan's dead, and the prize movie's been it's been off the air for 40 years. But yes, people are talking. Feel the momentum. So here we go. That's what it is. Ken, who do you got?
I'm taking the Browns. It's 11.5. It's another one. It opened up at 10, right? It's 11.5 now. Yeah. Look, Mayfield banged up. We know that, but he's playing. I'm taking the Browns.
After they got spanked by the Patriots, they're still 11.5. That's how bad the Lions are.
Ugh.
Tony, who do you got?
I don't know. I think if it were 10, I think if it were 10, I would go with the Browns. I think the Browns will win, but they may win by 7 or 10. So I'm going to pick the Lions just because of that spread, even though I think the Browns will win this game. I just don't. The Browns are a mediocre football team right now. They are, regardless whether they have Nick Chubb or Baker or anything. The defense is garbage. I know the Lions are garbage too, but I just don't. The Browns have not proven themselves to be a team that can really blow a team out of the water this year. So I'm going to go with the Lions, even if I think the Browns will win. Just I can't. 11.5 is a little too much for this Browns team.
What's the over and under Geno's passed out?
I can't wait for him to call in when we're wrapping up, when we're on the Monday night game.
He's at Sullivan's. We know that. He's at Sullivan's.
Somebody probably stopped by In Hot Water. Did you watch today, Tony?
Oh, you know what? Keanu C. Thompson was on In Hot Water today, and that was one of the girls that Geno hooked up with in the past. Yeah. So maybe he brought her back to the old place above the White Castle over in East Harlem.
Yeah, I only watched half of it today.
I didn't watch shit. Ken, what's the next game?
So next one is Houston. The Texans are at Tennessee, and it's 10 points.
In Tennessee.
It's in Tennessee. Yeah. It's Houston at Tennessee, and it's 10. You know, look, the Texans are bad. They're coming off their bye week too. Titans might be the best team in football right now.
Is Matt Schaub still Houston's quarterback?
I'm taking the Titans.
Or is it David Carr?
Yeah, giving the 10. Huh?
Is it David Carr or is it Matt Schaub that's the quarterback with the Texans right now? Because I seriously don't know. Yeah. I'm also going to go with Tennessee here, just because, like Ken said, I think they're probably the best team in football that people don't even realize, and they're surprising a lot of people. And the Texans may be the worst team in football right now. So it's definitely not a game that it's going to be one of those regional games where you just watch in certain parts of the country. But unless you're a true football fan or a fan of those teams, you're not watching this game.
I know Nate Bargatze is going to be watching this game. I know my buddy Aaron Weber is going to be watching this game. I will say this: the Titans will win, but they will not cover the spread. That's coming from me. Listen.
By the way, did you see Nate Bargatze was on CBS on the morning show the other day?
No,
the
for
national
what?
Morning show. I think they were doing a segment on clean comedy, and they featured a whole thing with Nate Bargatze down in Nashville at Zanies.
Well, he's the king of it, and he does well. But here's the thing: I think the Titans will win. You know, it'd be great if you have like a spread and a podcast that covers a spread. If we had a football pool that backed it up, but somebody hijacked it completely, just took it and ran to his Twitter with it. So, you know, I'd like to. I want people to make the right pick, and I want you to win that pool. Nothing would bring me more joy than Kevin Brennan giving you money from that football pool. I want all of you to really try and listen to what we're saying and go with your gut. But I really want somebody to win this football pool. I want Kevin to win. My dream is Kevin win nothing. 0. And he did all this work and he caused all these problems and all this drama. This would have been a lot of fun doing this football pool on this podcast where we came up with it. That was the idea. So please try to win this if you're in the football pool. I'm rooting for Ken. I'm rooting for everybody. I'm rooting for Gladwell Ape. I'm rooting for Lenny Sprinter. Win this fucking thing. But I'm not going with the Titans in the spread, but they will win the game, Ken.
So you're not going with the Titans. You're going with Houston. You're taking Texans and the points.
Yes, but the Titans will win if you're playing Vegas shit.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to go on a rant. Rack me. I'm like,
And
you know, I
fun.
go, you know what'd be great with this? A football pool that was just completely taken away from us. Completely.
Well,
You know, it'd
one of
also
the-
be
one of the
you know, it'd also be
problems-
cool is to have a comedian on who also does football videos and does his picks. But I don't know where we can find one of those.
Yeah. Right. His YouTube channel is blowing up.
Should I call him again?
Well, one of the here, I'll talk while you're calling again. One of the prizes has changed, by the way. Early in this process, the fourth place person would get a phone call from me. However, that has changed to Tony Mazur. The fourth place person will get a phone call from Tony Mazur. I will tweet out Tony's
Phone number.
cell number, his cell number, the morning of the call, so that person knows that to expect that call from there and not think it's a junk call. So Tony is now the fourth place prize.
I can't wait for that where I go. Hi, hey, this is Tony Mazur. Congratulations, you came in fourth in the football pool, and yeah, I was just leaving you a voicemail because apparently you won this. So if you want to give me a call back, you can. If not, hey, don't worry about it. It's no problem. So again, congratulations, and best of luck and carpe diem and so on and so forth.
We'll talk to you later, Sark.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just kidding.
Green
by the way,
Bay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Green Bay at Minnesota.
-2. Green
It's
Bay.
-2.
By the way,
Wow.
how did I go from hating Aaron Rodgers to loving him? I love the fact that this motherfucker doubled down, said, go fuck yourselves, go fuck the media, everybody suck my dick, tested negative twice, came out and won the fucking game. What happened to the outrage? What happened to, I'm dying because, I tested COVID. He was fine. He was fine. So what the fuck's the problem?
Why didn't they have an Aaron Rodgers lookalike on SNL? Instead, they had to have Pete Davidson awkwardly lurk around as Joe Rogan. Oh, that was brutal.
Doing a Pete Davidson impression, doing a terrible Pete Davidson impression.
He didn't even change his nail polish. He still had black fingernail polish on there while he's trying to. He looked more like Uncle Fester.
He looked like Lurch. Yeah, Uncle Fester's better.
Uncle Fester with AIDS.
And he was doing a terrible version of himself.
Nothing. I didn't get nothing.
I liked it. Or like what Christopher Reeve's version Christopher Reeve, Jesus Christ. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Reeve is, yeah. I'd rather see Christopher Reeve now do a Joe Rogan impression than Pete Davidson.
Like, what is that guy? Gene Hackman in Superman 2?
There you go. All right, Chad. Bringing it home, baby. Bringing it home.
Back. I'm bouncing back, baby. Come on.
I'm going Packers.
Tony's going Green Bay.
Yeah, 2.5 is kind of surprising, even though I know I always shit on Minnesota every week, and I know they're at home, but maybe got a little bit of the cobwebs out Aaron Rodgers last week with that game against Seattle. Yeah, I'm going to go Packers on the road here.
It's going to be a good game. The Packers defense is playing with more confidence, and they're going to contain Kirk Cousins. I am also going with the Packers, but it will be a very close game. 2.5, I don't think so. Packers all the way.
It's 2 points.
Two.
It opened at 2.5. It's two right now, unless it changed in the last 15 minutes.
I'm still going Packers.
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay too. That Green Bay defense is very, very good, and I'm not sold on Kirk Cousins. So yeah, I'm taking Green Bay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got another 1:00 game. We got Jim Florentine's Miami Dolphins versus his arch rival, Don Jameson's New York Jets, even though he's protesting the NFL still. We got the Dolphins -3 in this barn burner. We got 3-7 going up against 2-7. Ken, who do you got?
This stinks, but I still think that Miami is a much better team than the Jets. I don't think this game's going to be close. I know Flacco's quarterback, and I don't know if that's going to change the line more, but I'm taking the Dolphins on the road. It's what? It's only 3, but that's what I'm doing.
All right. I'm gonna
I
do a
got
little
Miami.
before we go to Tony. I got a little name drop in here. I was texting with the Daily Show's own Roy Wood Jr. If you could see that right there. There's Roy right there. And he's a big Miami Dolphins fan. And I basically said, hey, because he asked how Florida was going. And I said, good. I go, the crowds are amazing. Bunch of comics move here during the lockdown. Congrats on the Dolphins game on Thursday, by the way. That was a hell of a game. He goes, and I quote, there it is. We're still a fraud of a franchise with a cancer ownership. From the great Roy Wood Jr. So, you know, and I thought it was a hell of a game. They got momentum going into the Jets in New York. I'm still going to go. I'm going to go Miami. Let's ride this bullet. Good luck, Florentine. Have fun with that one.
2 in a row, too. Miami's won 2 in a row.
They beat Baltimore. Nicely.
And that defense last week. So, Tony.
This is what I call the Nat Moore Bowl. Remember that one, Ken?
I sure do. You know what? You're such a
for folks who don't remember, that was Nat Moore was the receiver. Was he receiver or tight end?
No, he was a receiver.
Receiver. And so Marino throws to him and he's trying to get into the end zone where he's like 10 yards away from the end zone, tries to jump in there and has this helicopter and he's just spun around 3 times by a bunch of New York Jets defenders. It was one of the great moments. And it's, by the way, also featured in the Walk of Life video by Dire Straits. So if anybody wants to go back and watch that.
He has a Snapple cap.
Oh my God, Chad, he's killing me.
I'm going to go with the Jets just to be different. You have Flacco. I don't even remember the last time Flacco even played, but it's kind of one of those cases where I think maybe Miami feels that they can go in there and get another win. And the worst part about this game is it's not even so much these are 2 terrible teams facing each other, but they have to face each other again. So they have to do this shit show twice this year. So I'm just going to go with the Jets just because just to be different from you guys.
Yeah, that's good. That's what 2 wins will get you. I'm just going to be different.
Look, I got to do what I got to do. That'll be one of those. Wow, boy, Tony sure called that one.
Hey, Tony,
Wow.
who's the former GM of the Cavs? Chris,
Chris Grant.
Yeah, you're like the Chris Grant of picks. Like you're almost like a hipster that goes into a record store. Like, I'm not going to buy the brand new Nirvana. I'm going to get this obscure band.
I'm going to get the Butthole Surfers while I'm here.
Yeah, I want to try something different. I'm going to go draft Anthony Bennett.
You know, I'm not kidding. I used to do that as a kid. I've always been the guy that when the Cleveland, the team then known as the Cleveland Indians were really good, I didn't want Albert Bell. I didn't want Eddie Murray or Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome. I wanted the guys that were like the fringe players like Einar Diaz, who was their catcher at the time. I wanted an Einar. So I got an Einar Diaz shirt. I got Ellis Burks, I believe, at one time. So I always kind of liked those guys. So I've always rooted for the underdog. The problem is the underdog is an underdog for a reason.
By the way, I literally just got a text from somebody. I'm not going to name who it was. It just says Stevie Lou. Yikes. What's that supposed to mean?
What's Stevie Lou doing now?
I have no clue. I'm not going to tell you who it is because I don't want to out this person.
Do I have him on? I think I follow him.
Oh,
is he going off or
I
something?
just got it. I got it too, Chad.
You got the same text
Yeah.
from our same guy?
Yeah.
Our guy?
Well, yeah.
What's
I mean,
he
seriously, it's
what are they referring to?
coming out on Patreon, right? He's on a certain show that just got released.
Oh, he's on our sister show, the Misery Loves Company.
On our sister show.
Oh, wow.
Our stepsister show.
Maybe we should have got Stevie Lou. He probably would have showed up at least.
By the way, you know who was a terrible guest last week? I got to say, because I normally like him, but he was on Kumia's show and he brought as what we like to call a truckload of nothing. And that was Dan Natterman. Oof. He
I didn't listen.
Didn't bring it. You know, there's some guys you can bring on, and especially if they're promoting something, you want to try to be lively with the conversation. And for Cumia, it was just pulling teeth to try to get anything out of this guy. And Cumia comes in the next day and just says, yeah, so yesterday with Dan Natterman, that was quite a show.
Yeah, but that's not the first time that's gone that way with Natterman with Cumia, though.
No, I'm just
Nah.
Even when I did MLC with Natterman, he was a little awkward, and I was barely on it because I was still in Port Charlotte. But he's a funny comic.
Some guys are good guests, and some guys are just good at their job. But because everybody wanted to do that. Everyone wanted their Dave Attell story like 15, 20 years ago. Oh yeah, but Dave's a socially awkward guy. He's one of the great comics of all time. But try talking to him. I mean, unless you smoke cigarettes. That's why Ian Fidance goes on the road with him.
If you get a chance, watch the roast of Louis J. Gomez. I had a chance to write for it, and Tony Hinchcliffe has one of the best Dave Attell jokes and shitting on New York comics that I loved. It was very funny, very funny.
Yeah, Chad, you put me on to that, and I did watch it. It was very, very good. I was going to ask you how many of your jokes made it, but
6.
6, yeah, because Bobby Kelly was really good. I wonder how many of Chad's jokes made it. But you were right. That was good. You said it would be good, and it was.
I thought they did a great job. Joe List was funny. It's a great roast. What's the next game? We got the 1:00 news.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, we got New Orleans. We got the Saints at Philadelphia. Philadelphia given 1.5 points.
Bum bum bum.
Look, Eagles were impressive last week. The Saints are on the road again, consecutive weeks. I don't know. This is a tough one. I think the Saints defense is good. But the Philadelphia's at home, and it's 1.5 points. I'm gonna take New Orleans, but it's not a confident pick.
And I'm the same, but I'm going to pick the Eagles with this. I'm not confident in this either. I think it'll probably come down to a field goal.
I'm going with Tony on this, and I have no rhyme. I'm just going with the Eagles because I have so many friends that are Eagles fans, and I kind of secretly root for the Eagles for them and their happiness on Sundays because I've been miserable.
Herrera?
Yeah, Don Herrera. I
Jimmy
care about
Schubert?
Yes. Well, I like Jimmy. I haven't seen him since I moved to Florida, but I'm going with the Eagles. And if you're betting on this, this is a shitty pick. So it's up to you guys. I have no background on this. We got another 1:00 game. We got the dirty, dirty, filthy Redskins that we took their land, and they're playing the Carolina Panthers -3.5 in Carolina. It's 3.5.
Newton's back.
Cam Newton's back. He's back home. I'm coming home.
Newton is back. He's gonna probably start, right, Tony? I mean, that's been the early chatter this week. I'd bet the mortgage payment on this game. I really would. I'd take the Panthers late at 3.5. Listen, I don't know how much more I could say. If I say any more, I'll get a text from Gladwell 8. So I'm taking the Panthers and laying the 3.5.
I'll do the same because Carolina, I mean, it was a nice shot in the arm they had with Cam Newton. I don't know how much Cam has in the tank, but it was nice to see him come back home and do what he did the other day. So, yeah, I'm going to go Panthers. I don't know how big, but 3.5 spread. They'll probably win by a touchdown or two.
I'm going with the same. They're re-energized. He doesn't have a lot in the tank, but still, he's playing with a little passion, a little something behind it. And you need that on a Sunday. So I'm going the same with you guys. So that's 3 together.
Yeah, he's 31 years old. That's all he is. I know he's been around a long time. It's really about his arm. What throws can he make and what throws can he make? We'll find out. We'll find out Sunday. If he can't make that 30-yard out, that 20-yard out throw, then yeah, he's going to be somewhat of a dink and dunk. How do you like that, Gladwell?
A dink and a dunk, a hip, a hop, the hibbity. All right. What's the next game, Ken?
San Francisco at Jacksonville. San Francisco coming off a bitch slapping of the Rams. Bitch slapping. And
I loved it.
It's 6, right? San Francisco given 6.
I love the fact that OBJ, 6, just fucking took it in the ass like he always wanted. Tony, who do you got?
Allegedly.
Who do you got, Tony?
I'm going to go 6.5, you said, right?
It's 6.
6. Okay. I'll go Niners, and I say they probably win by a touchdown here, so it's just above a push. So I'm gonna go Niners just because of how they played against the Rams. Jacksonville, I am not confident in them covering or doing anything for me this year. So I kind of like what 49ers did the other day, and Jacksonville's they're just a mess right now. Even if they did play fairly well against Indianapolis, but I'm still going San Francisco here.
They've been shaky at home this season, but are 3-1 on the road under Kyle Shanahan. I think I'm going to go 49ers because Urban Meyer, I mean, let's face it, he doesn't want to be there. It's over.
And he won't. You're right, Chad.
He wants to be in a Columbus bar
With Anthony Lima.
And USC hasn't picked a coach yet, right?
I don't.
That USC,
I don't
that
think
USC
so.
job is still open, right? That's where he's going to go. He's one and done in Jacksonville. But one of the things that Jacksonville does do is they cover. So I'm going to take the Jags. And I'm going to take that 6 points.
Ooh, look at Ken.
So you think this will be one of those situations like a Bobby Petrino, an Al Groh, some of those other one and done kind of guys. Lou Holtz was a one and done back in the 70s with the Jets.
Oh, he was 1-13 with the Jets. 1-13. My buddy Greg Buttle was on that team. Buttle tells some great stories about Lou Holtz, who was lost, absolutely lost. And look at Urban Meyer on the sideline during these games. I mean, he's in la-la land. You know, he doesn't want to be there. And I'd be shocked if he's there next year. He's going to USC.
Butthole, more like butthole. I'm like Chipper.
Chipper, what's that?
Cut that
Where's
part
Jim
out.
Tom Sula?
Cut that part
one and
out.
done coaches.
Yeah.
Him and his Joey Buttafuoco mustache.
We got another 405 game. We got Josh Needs Cincinnati Bengals going against Sam Tripoli's Las Vegas Raiders. He'll be at Side Splitters on December 9th. Will he talk to Chad Zumach in person? We'll see. Get your tickets now. It's in Las Vegas. We all know Las Vegas is up and down season, and they're fucking, like I said, they should have been HBO Hard Knocks this season, but it's -1. Cincinnati's given up -1. 5-4 versus 5-4. This is I don't know. You guys go first. I have no pick. No answer.
Look, the Raiders have lost 2 straight games. I think the last one was at home. Cincinnati's come off their bye week, and they weren't playing well into the bye week.
Yeah.
Hey, Chad, we talk about desperate teams every week. Raiders are a desperate team. Okay, they're a desperate team. So if Basikia has a chance of holding on to this job with the Raiders, got to start winning some games. And this is a game where he's got to win at home. It's 1 point now. I'm taking the Raiders. I'm taking the point.
I'm going to go Raiders as well. I think I think the Bengals have kind of come back to earth a little bit, and their schedule, I think, gets a little tougher right now. And I'm going to go with the Raiders with this one. I just think that the Raiders can play like really good football in stretches and then just play some real garbage football as well. And I think with both teams kind of needing that shot in the arm, I think it's going to be a real dogfight in this, but I'm going to go with the Raiders just because that spread's not, it's very close, and Raiders maybe by a field goal, maybe by a, field goal and a half or something. I don't know. I'm going to go Vegas here.
I'm going Bengals because I think there's so much turmoil going on. The Bengals are going to be well rested. They're coming into this. There's so much shit going on in the Vegas. I mean, there's so much. It's tabloid shit. There's so many distractions. It's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a dogfight, but I'm just going to go Vegas on this one. I'm sorry, Cincinnati. My apologies. Ken, you have the honors of the next game because it's your game.
It's my game. Boy, I don't like this game one bit. Cowboys are at Kansas City. You got to think that did Kansas City get themselves right the last couple of weeks, especially last week? Look what Dallas did, but they were home against the Falcons, who, these teams that go for them 4th and 5, 4th and 6. It didn't work for Atlanta last week, and it sure as heck didn't work for the Cowboys 2 weeks ago at home against Denver. All the momentum gone. It's still 2.5, right, Chad? It's 2.5.
Yes, sir.
Chiefs are giving 2.5. Look, this is going to be a shootout. I do think that Dallas's defense is better than Kansas City's defense. I never thought I'd say this, but I think right now Dak is playing at a little higher level than Mahomes. The numbers bear that out. Okay, but I'm going to say a little because we know what Mahomes can do. I'm struggling with this one. You got to give Kansas City 3 just because they're home, but we're at it's 2.5. So I'm having a hard time with it, and I'm struggling with it. But I'm going to take Kansas City. I think they're going to win outright, and I'm going to lay the 2.5, and that hurts my heart. It really does.
No, I get it. Both these quarterbacks are going to be throwing downfield for big plays. It's going to be a shootout. I think the Chiefs are going to win 2.5. I don't know, 3, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one too. No offense to you, Kenny. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I was looking at this. You realize Kansas City is still in first place, even though they haven't played that well. They're still in first place in that division, but they're only like a game away from being in last place. So if Denver plays well, like going forward, because I think Denver's off this week. But if Denver plays well, if the Raiders win and the Chargers win and the Chiefs lose, they could be, I think, like tied for last place, I believe, or it's very close to it. So Kansas City needs this game, but I don't know that I'm going to go with the Cowboys on the road here. I think the Chiefs are kind of, they've been up and down this year, and Dallas. I always talk about that defense with Dallas, and I like what they have. And Dak Prescott is really come into his own as a quarterback, because he was one of those guys that, and Ken, you know this, he puts up the stats and they lose a game. You saw it last year when they faced the Browns. Dak threw for 500 yards and they still lost by like 10 points. So,
right.
But now that they finally got a pretty competent group around him, and especially to help him on defense, it kind of takes the pressure off him, and he doesn't have to be on the field to try to do everything. So I'm going to go Dallas on the road here.
Well, yeah, this is a tough one. This really is, because I want to win this damn pool, but
you also don't want your team to lose.
Yeah,
you're going with your head, not your heart.
Yeah, right. Yeah, every once in a while.
All right, we got 3 more games left. We have a 4:25 game. We got the Arizona Cardinals, who don't have to set their clocks back. They're 8-2. They're going up against Craig Gass's Seattle Seahawks that are 3-6. It's Arizona -2.5 in Seattle. I'm going to tell you right out of the gate, Arizona all the way. Boom, boom, boom. Ken, who do you got?
Yeah, listen, Arizona. Yeah, Kyler Murray is back from the last I saw. He's back. I think 2.5 is. I think that's low, but because Russell Wilson is there. I mean, that's why I'm taking Arizona.
Yeah, Russell Wilson didn't really have much of anything that I saw the other day, so I'm going to go with that 2.5 on the road. Yeah, I'm definitely going Arizona here.
What's the next game, Ken?
Next one is what's that? The Sunday night game. Pittsburgh at the Geno Biscontes.
Oh, fuck Geno. He left us high and dry. Pittsburgh's 5-3-1 versus 5-4 in Los Angeles. I'm going to tell you right out of the gate, Chargers win 27-20. Rack me. 20, Tony, or 20. 2020.
Is Roethlisberger's back, right?
2020 sports.
Yeah, he's back. Chad, you took the Chargers?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that? What's that jingle in 92.3 The Fan?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They do that with The Fan in New York as well.
2020 sports. Who's the guy on the Fan in Cleveland?
Jeff Thomas.
Jeff Thomas. All right. Yeah.
Jeff Picorni.
Jeff Picorni.
But it's Thomas on the air, because we got to have fake names. Steelers. I like Najee Harris. I think he's a very good running back, and they just seem to abandon the running game in a lot of ways. And the Chargers, they're at home. It's a night game. Hey, maybe the Steelers have jet lag. I'm going to go Chargers in this one.
It's 5.5.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh's getting 5.5. I'm taking Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh defense is good. Yeah, they stepped all over themselves against Detroit, but they could have won. The tight end fumbles with 21 seconds left in in overtime, but that's 5.5 points. You know,
It's a lot of points.
I'm taking the 5.5. I'm taking Pittsburgh.
This one, my pick is more so just Chargers offense overpowering the defense, the Steelers. I just, yeah, I mean, it's pretty close. I'm going to say Chargers probably win by like a touchdown or something.
That leads us to the Monday night game. Wow. I'll be in Cleveland during the Monday night game. Monday, November 22nd. We got Lenny Marcus's New York Giants 3-6 going up against the 6-3 Buccaneers right down Dale Mabry at Raymond James Stadium. It's Tampa Bay -11. I'm going to hear the expert analysis of Tony Mazur before I take my pick.
Tampa got embarrassed last week. That should not have happened against Taylor Heineke. And the Giants kind of surprised some people. Like some weeks where you just go like, nope, the Giants are done. They're terrible. And then all of a sudden they win by 20. I don't think that's going to happen this time. It's Brady in prime time, at home. Yeah, 10.5. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go Brady by 2 touchdowns here. I'm going to say Buccaneers.
Well, okay, it opened at 10.5, Tony. It's 11 now.
11. Yeah, I'll still take that though.
So you're taking Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of points.
That offense is not playing well, and Tampa Bay doesn't cover. The Giants cover. Giants are over 500 covering. Tampa Bay is 3 games under 500 covering against the spread. I just, I know if this was in the ghetto lands, I may feel differently about it. That's a lot of points, but I'm taking Tampa Bay, but it's not a comfortable pick. I think the way that Tampa defense is playing, the Giants are going to be able to do some things offensively. I really do, but I'm still going to take Tampa Bay. I know Coach Arians is beating the crap out of them this week, so I'm taking the Bucs.
I listen to a lot of Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans all week. I hear them at the gym. I hear them at the bar. I'm like the Huggy Bear of what's going on in Tampa. And I know one thing, Tom Brady rarely, and I mean rarely, has 2 bad games in a row. They're in Tampa. They're a different team when they're playing in Tampa. Like I said, they're right down the street. They're going to win. They're going to score. They're going to be in the 40s. And I guarantee if you're playing other bets that the Giants won't even score 20. So I'm going Buccaneers.
So we're all taking Tampa Bay. Yeah, I feel differently if it was in New Jersey, but no, I'm not. Yeah.
I've been to Raymond James. I've been on the pirate ship there.
Yeah.
I was the pirate ship. The pirate ship looks a lot better on TV than it is in person. It's just like somebody's shitty back deck with a flag on top of it.
I swear to God, I was riding my bike down Raymond James this was like a couple weeks ago. And you see the stadium or whatever, and I was going to just on my bike ride, and I look at the scoreboard. It says Tampa Bay Buccaneers welcome Bert Kreischer home. I go, you got to be shitting me. And sure enough, Bert was in town doing a show. I was like, this guy. And he'll be at Cleveland at Rocket Mortgage Field this Saturday. If you want to see the comedy stylings of the machine, he's performing November 20th at Rocket Mortgage Field.
Have you gone to see a comedian at an arena that seats like 20,000 people? Because I just can't do it.
I saw Dane Cook and Amy Schumer, and they both put me on the list.
Okay,
name drop.
But like being a paid somebody who's going to be in the audience. I can't. A 20,000 seat venue to see one comic on the stage. It's bad enough when you're seeing a band like the Black Keys who have 2 people, but seeing one comic with a spotlight and a microphone and being in the sitting in 534 in the nosebleed seats to see a comedian. You know what? I have Netflix at home. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Both experiences suck. Netflix and the arena. See him
think
at the
about
comedy club.
Like going to see Dice. Like Dice is at Madison Square Garden, then he scampers out and goes to Dangerfields in front of 4 people and does one of the great sets of all time.
I'd rather see that one, to be honest with you. Shout out to my buddy Shane French for signing a 6-year deal in Cleveland. Good luck with that. Tony Mazur and I are going to be performing. We're going to be performing at Time Warp Bar tomorrow night, Thursday, the 18th. Ken, are you flying out for this?
I'm not flying out for that. No. I hear the tickets are very affordable.
Very affordable. It's gonna be good. No, it's gonna be a good room. I know a lot of people. It's gonna be packed. So if you live in the Cleveland area, come see Tony and I. Tony, I will see you tomorrow night in person.
That's correct. Yeah, we could first time seeing you since about a year and a half from now. Year and a half
COVID.
ago. Yeah, right around the COVID times.
You guys have anything you want to plug before you roll out? I got a lot of shit to do, a lot of packing before we get out of here.
Well, I may have an announcement in the next 10 days, right, Chad? I can't say anything right now, but you know what I told you earlier. So might be making a big life change real soon. And no, I'm not getting divorced, ladies. So stop DMing me.
And he's not getting a vasectomy.
No.
Is that why I'm in fourth place for the MLC football pool? Because you got all these life changes that now I'm the phone call.
No. No, you're the phone call because you're the next one in.
Perfect.
I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys listening.
Great show.
Great show. We had fun, a lot of fun. And if you guys want to go listen to Misery Loves Company, they have Stevie Lou. That's who the text was.
Is Geno calling in yet?
Geno has ghosted us. We'll find out what happened next week. What happened to Geno? I'm assuming he's hammered. He's balls deep into what's her name? What's the chick's name? Keanu Thompson.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Geno, I've had him do podcasts before where I text him and I say, "Hey, Geno, we said noon and it's 12:15. Wonder where you're at." And then I get a response at like 12:40, and he does voice to text, and it would say, "Oh, sorry, buddy. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to do this. Hey, Google, play Sarah McLachlan," because he doesn't know when to shut it off.
I love reading the sorry, Chad. I had to look at the Patreon comments for the MLC that was just released. Three-star champion accusing ski mask host of being the Lord of Copper Thievery.
I don't even know what that means.
Somebody stealing copper, brother. You can get, oh man, love this stuff.
All right. Well, we had fun. I appreciate everyone listening. Please sign up, hit subscribe on iTunes for free. Patreon.com/Misery Loves Football. For now, on behalf of Ken Mosca, Tony Mazur, I'm Chad Zumach. Good night.